everyone. Happy, 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 happy Wednesday to you. I am so glad to see. Actually, I cannot see you. I'm so glad to have each and every one of you here. Moon Crab, Jeannie, hey, Holly, you guys. Hello to everyone there. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm so glad to have you guys here. I've missed you, as I said. Instagram, I can't wave at you guys because the camera's way over here and I don't want to keep going back and clicking on it. I want to stay focused on all of you. Facebook, I'm working on how I can, this is for actually Facebook and Instagram. I'm working on how I can see your comments so that I can respond to them like I do on our YouTube comments. I'm working on that. YouTube, I'm just working on it. So, I've been gone. I was on a cruise with my husband. He plays the smooth jazz cruise. Let me get my blouse together. I wanted to show you my shoulders and stuff like that and things. And he plays the smooth jazz cruise. It is so phenomenal, you guys. There's jazz everywhere, funk, soul, everywhere on every deck. And there's a main room. My husband, Younger Jackson, is a fabulous percussionist, and he plays the main room all the time. And so he was playing that main room, just grooving and doing, ooh, Marcus Miller and Boney James are the co-hosts. They're fabulous. Let me tell you something about that Marcus Miller. That's a bass playing and an alto sax. He's just brilliant. He's just brilliant. Plays so many instruments. He has created songs for Miles Davis, funk. He's just from blues to jazz to funk. He's amazing. And the special guest was Kenny G. There are many, many. I'm not naming all of them, but I'll actually put up something on my page so you can see all the brilliant, fabulous, entertaining acts who were there. So there's always one like big act. Well, there are two. One of them was Keiko Matsui. Baby, that woman, that little 5 foot nothing powerhouse is brilliant. But I'll tell you the one who just really stole my heart, Kenny G. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a Kenny G fan. I mean, I like some songs, but I won't put on like a whole CD because everything does sound the same to me. But he came on as a special guest. He made sure on that large stage with 4 levels of audience that he looked at every single section, every single person. He turned around at everyone and played to them. He does what they call circular breathing. So, baby, when he holds those notes, they are longer than 3 or 4 or 5 of our hold my breath and let it go, hold my breath and let it go. He's amazing. His band is tight. He's been with them for over 30 years. Do you know what that means for an artist to have a relationship with musicians for over 30 years? That's commitment. That's loyalty. That's respect and honor, and that's love. And he had all his musicians do solos. Now, when solos happen, they're not that long. You know, they're long enough. But I mean, baby, they played for a long, long time. So for me, his artistry is something that I was not familiar with till I saw him live. And his compassion and love. And everyone on that cruise was loving and interested in saying hello. And all the artists spoke about love and where we are right now in the world and what we as individuals can do. Because, you know, I'm always talking about that. What we as individuals can do to lighten someone else's load, to add love to the world, to create a space around us of love and appreciation and grace and passion, and go for it, baby. Now, we're not saying you ain't gonna get pissed off. I'm not saying that some shit ain't gonna happen. I'm not saying that you're gonna wake up one morning and feel like all you want to do is exercise your thumb and watch television, sit in your bed and eat from there. I've done it. But baby, we can't stay there long. We got to get up. We got to get up and create something new. And if you don't know what to do, I'm always talking about journal. Write it down. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I really want to watch. It'll come to you. It'll come to you. And right now, the world needs all of us, every ethnicity, every culture, every religion, every philosophy, every bald headed, every long hair, every blue eyes, brown hair, green eyes, every colors, everything. They need each and every one of us. And it is up to us to help create the next world. Chris, what are you saying to me? Won't be able to stick around long, Miss Iona. But I got to meet Chase Masterson over the weekend and let her know how much I loved all y'all's work on the Robotech franchise. Oh, thank you, Chris. I'm going to put that right here. He must have been at a wonderful, wonderful Robotech conference or something else. But awesome, Chris. Thanks for sharing with me. See you next Wednesday, baby. And let me tell you who else always takes my breath away. Jonathan Butler. Baby! Jonathan Butler from South Africa. Brilliant musician. He's been through a lot in his life and a lot in his young life, and he shares it openly. He's found God. That is his religion, Christian. You know I'm a Buddhist, and if you don't, you know it now. I still pray, though. I had to speak to God in Buddhism because one day something happened. I went, oh, God. And I went, wait a minute. I said, okay, in this body, in this human, in this consciousness, you will live fully in my spiritual goddess place. And they agreed. And it's made me a very powerful, loving, fabulous goddess woman, just like all of you goddesses out there and all of you warrior men out there. That's what we need to bring to life. So for a week, I was on a cruise, and it was wonderful. And to see my husband play, Nyong'o plays with Stevie Wonder. He played with Miles Davis, and Miles was here. He plays with the Miles Davis Electric Band. They're going to be traveling the country. It's Miles' 100th birthday this year. So exciting. So I had a great time. I got a little tan. I didn't really buy any trinkets, you guys. I just breathed in the culture of Costa Maya and Cozumel. And I went to Key West, where there is a beautiful butterfly museum. And I'm a butterfly woman. Everywhere I go, butterflies find me. I'm in New York when I first got there, and butterflies were flying around me. And my friends were like, what is going on? I'm like, baby, I'm a butterfly woman. I walked into that museum, and tears fell from my eyes to see these beautiful butterflies. And it made me feel that I want to go where they're in their natural habitat, whatever jungle, whatever forest they're in. I'm going to look for a trip where I can be around them and feel them, because they're transformative creatures, and they remind me of the beauty of all of us. They remind me of the transformation that all of us can do at any time in our lives. So I had a wonderful time, and I'm so happy to be with you here now. And as I was on that jazz cruise and music is filling me, my guest tonight, baby, she's a beautiful, dynamic, powerful songstress, transforming music. She is wonderful, Gloria, and you know how I like to introduce my people. You know, I could read you their bios, but you know I don't like to do that. So let me introduce you to who was once Gloria Ann, who is now Gloria.
Oh yeah. 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 Funny how I see you watching everything I do from afar. It's obvious you need the views. Here's a closer look at the sky. Let it all go now. I walk in the room, I command the room, I make all the rules, I got it all. When it all goes down,
You are
So
so beautiful.
thank you. You too. That was a beautiful intro. Like you went through. It was like watching like the archives of the shows I've done in the last like 13 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful. I'm so glad. I'm so happy to have you here with us, especially the day after Roberta Flack's birthday.
Right? This timing is perfect. It's beautiful. And I know we were that talked about interviewing like what maybe in December or it just
Yes,
it just work out and I'm like this that's because this was supposed to be and for Black History Month and for Roberta. Yeah.
that's right. That's right. And we're going to get to more Roberta because I want to talk about the fabulous show you're doing, excuse me, for Roberta. And I had an encounter with Miss Flack when I was very young.
Oh,
So I want to share
oh,
that too with you.
I
Beautiful
want to hear.
introduction. Yeah, I'm going to tell you. I want to hear. So, tell me. So, Diva, wait a minute now, Miss Diva. So, wait. So, you have a narrow voice. You only have a 4.5 octave range, girl. 4.5 octave range.
Yeah.
How wonderful. What is your training, or did you even have any?
Well, my training started as that little kid that was listening to the radio. I mean, my mom had the records, the albums, and I would love just reading the liner notes, studying them, Tina Marie, like Aretha, and I started just training myself. But also, in school, I was in every talent show in high school and in middle school. Any time it was time to perform, I was there. I showed up.
Uh huh.
But I had formal training from Dr. Lena McLean in college, and I went to Columbia College Chicago, and I met her there one day. I can't remember the show I met her, but I know she was there, and it was to honor her and R. Kelly. And I sang, and she just took me under her wing from then on out. And she gave me lessons, and she actually invested in we have to pay for lessons, but for me, she actually invested and gave me lessons and taught me piano and voice. And she was tough, but I needed that, and she was right on
Mm-hmm.
time. And whatever she said, see, I'm a student. Like I listen, So when she advised me what to do and what not to do and who not to be around, I listened because I've been in and out of the studio since I was about probably like 10, 11 was my first time in the studio. But yeah,
Wow.
she, yes. So she was just the best. She's taught Shaka Khan. She taught R. Kelly. She taught Jennifer Hudson. She taught every vocalist in Chicago. I mean, yeah, she was very well known and very well like loved by many in the community. So, and she's a legend in her own right. She was the granddaughter of Thomas A. Dorsey, the Godfather of gospel. So, she's
Uh,
yeah, and that was my teacher. So I miss her. I love her. She just passed a few years ago. She was in her 90s, but yeah, she very sharp even before she passed.
mm,
Yeah,
I love that. So you listen. That's interesting because your husband, Rakim Walker, who is a guest of mine, spoke about listening.
listening. Yeah. Uh, you know, when we're all gonna make our mistakes, bump our heads, but for me, I think the way I was raised, um, if you gave me one warning, I'm scared. I'm like, okay, I don't want to get in trouble, and not that of course, as a child, but I just know for her, she was very stern and
Mm-hmm.
she taught me so much. I consider her like my second mother, or my
Mm-hmm.
musical mentor and mother. She was so good to me. She even like bought me my first like pots from my first apartment in Chicago. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No, she was yeah. I miss her.
oh, I love that. I read too, as I'm looking, I want to pull this up of your bio, that you were born in Houston.
Yes, born in Houston, raised in Chicago. So my mother is from Chicago. My dad is Houston all day. So his side of the family is Houston, and my mom is Chicago. So every summer I would go to Houston and spend time with his side of the family, and again be down there like doing competitions with my cousins. We had a group. My shout out to my cousin Sean and Jaquay. We had a group, and we would do talent shows and some we would win, some we would just be dressed up in our little matching outfits. We would write songs, and but interesting is that I found out, I don't know why I don't know, I didn't know this until I was, like, in my 30s, that my grandfather was in a gospel quartet. Like, he never told me. Yeah, I
Mm.
mean, me, the little girl has been singing it at all the reunions. Like, I found out he was in a gospel quartet, and he has a really pretty falsetto, and so does my father has a wonderful voice. So I found this out later. Like, I don't know, families be sometimes. I'm like, why y'all telling me this like now? Like, so
I kind of like that. Well, in black culture, we keep a lot of things,
right. I was
we keep it
like y'all
close to
know
the vest.
y'all.
And I almost feel like what comes to me in my thought is if they had told you, that might have made you feel like, oh God, I'm singing in front of singers. I wonder if I'm okay. I wonder if I'm doing it right. I wonder. But they loved you enough to let you be you.
Yes, completely. All the time.
Mm.
I was allowed to be very expressive. Like I said, the first time I was in a studio was like 10, 11 years old. My cousin and I, her father took us to the studio, and we recorded The Greatest Love of All and I'm Looking for a New Love by Jody Watley. And she was
Wow.
the rapper and I was the singer. And so I had to sing all the parts. But we had choreographer. We had another cousin that did our choreography. It was such great, like, freedom and expression that I was able to have as a child. And my mom, I was in every production. I know she was tired because as a single mom, being raised in Chicago, um, it was, that was difficult. She couldn't come to every event, and I would get mad about it, but I would still make it there. And, the community would make sure that I made it to these performances. So, yeah, it was wonderful.
Did you have brothers and sisters?
I have two younger sisters. So one is one I was raised with and one I was not raised with. So one for my dad, one for my mom. And yeah, so there I'm the old OG. I'm the older sister,
Me too.
the bossy one.
The baby, the guinea pig.
Right. That right. I mean, the things they got to do, I didn't get to do. They had a different kind of freedom. But no.
Yes. Yes. You started out singing when you're very young, and then that was your path. Did you ever get no's? And
Oh yeah,
how'd you
for
handle
sure.
those no's?
For me, I first of all, I was just want to be so transparent. I was terrible at auditioning.
Mm,
I any gigs, I'll say any gigs that I got, was through word of mouth, through relationships, through friendships, through networking, because I for sure, and this is, I mean, as an adult, but like I would show up though, but I was still a little finding my voice, finding my strength, finding my way.
mhm,
I wasn't I would do it and I could do it, but I didn't have that confidence sometimes,
mhm,
so I can say now it took me, who was that? Miles that says it takes you a while to find your own voice. Like, it took me a while to find my voice and my confidence with that. So, even with the background work that I did, as a background singer, like, I wasn't on the circuit like that. It's clicks and stuff, So I had to kind of just talk to myself in these rooms and like, you can do it. Like, girl, you got this, you do it. Girl, you don't think, girl, don't give up now. Really, it was an inner fight, and I'm sure a lot of other artists have felt that too. But um, yeah, of course I got no's. I had auditioned to do the puppy tour. I didn't get that.
mm.
And
To do
some
the
no's are
puffy
protect.
tour?
Yeah, I
Well,
auditioned
you were
and
probably saved from that baby.
well, yeah, well, some no's are protection, and
Mhm, mm,
but I know that um for instance, in school, like, you get rejected in school. I didn't have that I would do it, but sometimes I wouldn't always get the part, and I think I'm grateful actually that I didn't. So
Well, what do you
yeah.
mean by grateful? What do you mean by and I love what you said about some no's are protection. Can you just elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, you think that you want something so bad, and you're like, you think it's for you, and everything's not for you. So I was supposed to go on tour with Lady Gaga. I was gonna go on this amazing world tour, got the gig, met the band, met Gaga. You know, I had sublet my apartment in New York, and
Wait a minute.
all
What
these.
year are we talking about this? When was this?
So we're talking about 2012,
Okay.
and I had moved. I had sublet my apartment, moved my me and my dog to the West Coast from New York, and then all of a sudden I got the tour was ended. It was canceled. Yeah, she can't. This is when like she had got sick, or she had
Mm,
some. I want to say she had to get surgery or something like that. But yeah, the entire tour was canceled.
mm,
But I also had a little trepidation about the tour, and I couldn't figure out why.
mm,
Like before I even went on tour, I was like, should I do it? Like, should I not? It was all this inner back and forth, and that's because maybe it wasn't going to happen. Maybe have sometimes they talk about your spirit being ahead of itself.
mm-hmm.
And like knowing that something, it didn't feel like it was going to happen, and it did not happen.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, I was so like, what what is this feeling that I feel, that gut feeling, like what is this? I met her, everything is great, got the music, met the band, da 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 da, and it didn't happen. So I look at that as, so being that I didn't go on that tour, I moved myself to the West Coast, and then I tried to do Vegas for a while. That didn't work. But like, so I ended up being out there for like 3.5 months, and I moved myself. I went back to New York, and that's when I actually connected with Raheem. So
Mm,
yeah, that led me back to where I was supposed to be, to my mate, and now my husband, and to my child, who was born in 2014. So on a world tour, I wouldn't have probably did that.
yes, right, right, right. So when you get no's though, or when you did get no's, did it ever want you to stop singing? Did it ever take you away? Was there a moment in your life where you did stop? And the reason I ask you this question is because with our show being called The Vision is Possible, the point of it is we can talk about all your accolades, which we're gonna
Yeah.
get to, and all that. But everyone needs to know, what were the times when you doubted? What were the times that you got the no and and what made you move forward and continue on?
Wow. There's always this inner feeling, and I don't even know if I can even describe it. I've been disappointed. I've been hurt. I have been let down. I have been in compromising positions, not with like necessarily with other people, just with like, should I do this? Like, should I not do this? Um, and I've always had like, people are like, you have to have a B plan, an A plan, a B plan. I just was like, okay, yes. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm not going to work and do other things, but I've always just been like, something has always told me to keep going. And even when I've been in my lowest, I would say my lowest was after that tour didn't happen for me at that time. I thought that was it. Uh, Um, it's something it's a whisper, it's a feeling, it's your ancestors, it's something that's like,
Mhm.
and then I look at where I am now, and I'm like, I'm so thankful that I didn't stop. Yeah.
Mm,
Mhm.
mhm, and you kept going. I think, you guys, this is, you gals, you everyone's, that's so important. Because so many times people get a no and they stop, and it's just me who's gotten the no. It's just me who doesn't feel fulfilled. It's just me who's sad. And y'all know, all of us go through
Yeah.
that. I remember I was in LA, and I was auditioning and working, and then there was about a 3 month period where I didn't get any auditions. And I was like, oh my God. Well, during this time, I went to a club to see someone's one woman show, small, cute club
Mhm.
here in LA. And I went up to the owners after, and I said, hi. I introduced myself, and I said, I really like your space. It's real nice. And they said, well, do you have a show? I said, yeah, I've got a one woman show. They said, well, we'd love for you to come here. And I said, well, I'd love to. Girl, I didn't have one. I didn't have one word on a page. I didn't have a one woman show at all. So Fast forward for within that 3 months, I'm crying and I'm literally on the kitchen floor with my Viola Davis tears and the snot run, everything, and the phone rings. I
Mm-hmm.
pick it up, and it's, let's say his name is Bill. I can't remember the name of the guy. And he said, "Hi, Ona, Bill from the club. We've got a spot that just opened next month. You want to come to your show?" And I said, "Thank you, Bill, but I'm really busy, so no, I can't do it. But thank you." He said, "Okay." And we chatted a little bit more, and then I hung up.
Wow.
Spirit said to me loud, "Iona, you on the floor crying and praying about
Get
work and
up.
what you need to do, and we just sent you a phone call." I mean, I heard it, you guys, loud and clear. It was all, was all, and
Yes.
you don't hear. Just so you don't get it twisted, yo, you don't hear words, right? But you feel the words. You
Right.
feel the energy. I called him
Oh
back
yeah.
and I said, "Listen, I'm busy next month, but in 2 months I can do it." He said, "Great." I got busy. I went
Yep.
through all my diaries. I wrote that show. I put music with it. I had a bass player and a flautist. And I did this show in the club, and that changed my life.
Yes, ma'am.
I started doing one woman shows from there, and then I eventually directed them and helped people create them. And then I started directing theater, and it changed my life. So y'all,
Yes.
you may go, "No, I can't," but then pick up the phone and call and say, "Yes, I will." I didn't have word one now, but
Right.
I knew I was supposed to do it. And if I was obedient,
Mm.
if I followed the messages of what was coming to me, something would happen, and it did. So, yeah.
I can say you mentioned chanting before
Yes.
the show, and when in my desert, on the West Coast, that was my desert. That
Mhm.
was a very low time for me. I was a little lost. But something told me to go back to New York. I was trying to work in Vegas. I had got all the certificates to try to do something in somebody's casino. I don't know what it was, but nothing worked out.
Mhm.
So what I did know was that I had an apartment and I knew how to hustle in New York. So I said, okay, listening to that inner voice again, I was like, get back to New York. And that's when I actually started meditating and doing like Deepak Chopra's meditations.
Mhm.
So that's when I was like, I gotta try something different. Like, I was literally like, nothing worked out on the West Coast, and I'm a creature of, what? Listen, we gotta try something else. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and I just was like, okay. I started doing Deepak Chopra's meditations, and then from also I had a friend who invited me when I did go back to New York, invited me to come to the studio, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm about to chant." His name is Mike Clark. That's my homie. That's my buddy. That's my one of my really good friends, Mike Clark, who actually was in Herbie Hancock's band. So
Mm.
they started together like back in the day, and that's my boy Mike Clark. So he's like, "Hey, I'm about to chant." I'm like, he's like, "You want to try?" I'm like, I'm just so lost. I'm like, "Okay, I'll try." And he's like, "Just see how it goes. Just do it like a day, for one day or something." And I found it grounded me. It
Mm.
grounded, and yeah, those deserts, you're gonna try something else. You're like, let me find, what's gonna work for me to settle me, and that worked for me, and I'm so grateful for my homie Mike Clark.
Hey, Mark
Yeah.
Clark, shout out to him. It's
Yeah.
interesting. You mentioned try something different.
Mhm.
I think it's really important what we're talking about. And you didn't give up on your dream. You didn't give up on
Mm-mm.
your passion. You just had to rework how you were doing it, right?
I had to rework it. I had to do some inner work too. All this outside, the physical is wonderful, and the voice that comes out, but there's some inner work up here that has to happen for you to strengthen that muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad that I did. That's really true investment in yourself. You have to invest in yourself so you can
Yes.
have a true vision of where you're supposed to be and who you're supposed to be.
Oh, baby.
And that could get so lost in the sauce.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
Hmm.
have sat down. I got sick. I think I shared with you guys, but I'll tell you about two, three. No, no, sorry, October. I wrapped on a show that was a month long, but it was intense. Every day was like 6 to 9, 6 a.m. to 9. It was intense, and I was taking care of everybody. I was coaching, taking care of everybody. And 3 days after it wrapped, I was in the emergency room, and I went, "Wait a minute."
Wow.
I had something called diverticulitis. So I said to the
Oh
doctor,
wow.
"How do you get diverticulitis?" He said, "We don't really know." And I went, "Okay, thank you." I knew it was stress. I knew that's what it was. And it was not only stress, but I had to really look at my life and see, what do I really want to do? What's really serving me? How I need to work differently. This is not how I need to work for me, because it's not working for me. Everybody else happy, but I am not. And it meant I had to chant. I was to
Hmm.
meditate, write in my journal. I had to go and do my exercises and just let my mind be open and just breathe and let the answers come to me. And then
Yes.
things changed and they were better. And I'm with you. You need to recalibrate.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes, especially everybody, every human can overwork themselves, but as women too,
Hmm.
things that go on in our body and how we process things, um, we definitely have to invest in ourselves. That's a must. Um, I have to tell myself to breathe constantly because we can like take on so much and it just wears and tears away the
Yes.
layers of it tears away of your strength and who needs that? Nobody. Especially, I mean, it's so much going on, right? It's
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
let's not beat ourselves up too. And it's so I believe in being quiet sometimes. I believe in my husband. He can't stand my music because at night I play like this meditation music, and it just helps calm me from whatever's happening throughout the day. But I enjoy that. So he respects that though. He's just like he's like, there go the music. Here come the music. Yes, the music's
Yes.
coming.
You
It,
you would
it's it's here.
and you would want that music to come, because baby.
Baby, the music's here. It's coming.
You know, the name of our show I got from something you had written called Inspired by Nature, Inspired by Love. What does that mean to you?
I respect nature. Um, as humans, any there's nothing that we could do when it comes to nature. Nature's gonna always be, and oftentimes longer than us. And I respect it. I mean, in this physical body, like it's gonna be here many times longer than us. And love is something that is not only a language; it's a feeling. It is something that is so inter makes us so interconnected, and it's almost sometimes indescribable. Sometimes it's too deep. Sometimes it hurts. It has so many layers to it. I can't help but to respect it. And that's to me like when I write, I've done a lot of fun songs I've written. I do the dance stuff, but oftentimes like when I tell my stories, it's from the perspective of how I've dealt with love, how I've interacted with love, the conversations I've had with love, and love will teach you some lessons, hard lessons, and you
Ooh,
you gonna get these lessons.
baby.
We gonna get these lessons.
I remember being on 72nd Street in New York City, storming rain, in a phone booth. So this was a long
Oh,
time ago, crying my eyes out because the man I loved, who I thought loved me, was going to another. Oh, I was just hurting. I am so glad that man went to that woman and did not stay with me. I can't,
goodbye.
like you said,
Goodbye.
some no's are protection, baby.
Yes. Oh, please.
I have
If I
learned.
could,
Yeah.
oh,
No, go ahead.
my
If you could, what?
no, my son is 11. I'm just like, oh man, like he's gonna have to go through his
Mhm.
experience with it, I'm like, oh man, like you can't protect anybody from that. You
Yeah,
don't know how it's gonna come, how it's gonna go. Like you just it's like, and oh,
I know.
the
You know,
strongest.
go ahead. You said what? No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
it's the most powerful emotion that
Mhm.
we get to experience. And even through anger, like sometimes you can encounter somebody angry, and you just come to them and soft and say, "Are you okay?" And they be like, "No."
Mhm.
That's asking them, "Are you?" That's somebody asking you, "Are you okay?" Is from a place of love. Are you okay? That's not from a place of hate.
That's right. Yeah.
So even in that moment of "Are you okay?" That's love.
Yeah.
But you just have to see it as that.
That is so true. And so many times we say, "Yeah, I'm fine. I can keep going." But y- y- we have such, generally speaking, so much more respect for other people's hearts than our own. And I've learned my heart is more gentle, more fragile than I realize.
Oh.
And I need to respect that. I'm strong now. I'm a shucks. I'm a warrioress out here. Oh, yes. But there are times when I can forget that I need.
Hmm. Yeah.
And if I don't fortify myself, like what you said, you need to have that music at night. If I don't do what I need to do to fortify me, I'm gonna fall. I'll end up in that emergency room again.
Mm.
I'm gonna fall apart. I don't
Yeah.
want to do that.
Hmm. It's deep. I mean, how our bodies manifest these emotions.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting? I
Hmm.
saw something about how if you feel it in the heart, it means this. If you feel it in the chest, that means that. I don't even know what everything was, but I was like, it made so much sense when I read it. It was like, if you feel it in your gut, it means that, and that's so true how our bodies react to these emotions. So I am trying to, I can't say what I love being in my 40s, in my mid 40s now.
Oh, congratulations! You look beautiful, mid 40s woman.
I man, do I have learned. I'm still learning, but
Hmm.
um how my strength and not how to have balance in my strength. Not learning not to take everything on.
Hmm. Oh, baby, come on. Yes.
I'm like, nope. I'm learning how to nope. And
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of me. And even
Oh.
with, I know we talk about like this concert, like taking on this producing a concert. I'm like, I'm letting things roll, and I'm like, okay, okay.
Hmm.
I can't. I'm not fighting. I think that's what this concert has taught me. This Roberta Flack tribute concert has taught me is I'm just flowing and not taking everything on and being angry at the end of my day. I don't want to do that. I want to get in the bed and put on my music and do my little chant and go to bed and have my little wine and say
Hmm.
goodnight.
Hmm. And be
I don't want
happy.
my I don't want my mind racing because our minds will race. And I know you know what I mean, but that mind racing, that mind, ooh, that
Mm.
mind racing thing where you can't sleep. No, we don't want that. No, no. So yeah,
It's
I'm proud.
Louise. That's good. It's Louise Hay. Louise Hayes? Is it Louise? All right, somebody help me with this. It's Louise. Oh God, and I think it's Hayes, but I'm not sure. She's the one who wrote a book about how our emotions. If you're painting in your shoulders, what that means emotionally. If you're painting in your heart, like you said, what that means emotionally. And every time I have had something like that happen, the pain, and I look at my book, doggone it,
Oh,
I've got it.
mm,
Can't see it right
I
now.
need it.
Thing. Okay, I will
Tell
let you
me.
know. I'll let you know. Let me write myself a
I'll
message.
get
Send to Gloria. And
it.
anybody else who's listening who can chime in to remind me. I just can't think of it right now. Might be because I need a vacation from my vacation because I got no sleep
Oh,
on the boat.
you had too much fun.
I did. I had so much fun.
I'm happy for you. That's a great problem to have.
Yeah,
Shoot.
it was. And there was Something else you mentioned, doggone it, that I not taking on everything. Oh, this is what. While we're here, I wanted to talk about this. Roberta Flack
Yeah.
show. This is this beautiful show that you are doing. Tell us about this show and this beautiful artist who you're honoring.
I am so excited to announce that Friday, February 13th, in Farmville, North Carolina, will be the Roberta Flack tribute show. And the reason why it's in Farmville, North Carolina, is because she taught music and history very briefly at the historic H.B. Suggs High School in Farmville.
Mm.
And it was a segregated school. You know, it was this was during a time, she came here straight out of college, and some people may know and may not know, but she started college very young, and by 18 she was teaching in Farmville, 18 or maybe 19. And the commemoration of this of her being here has not happened in this capacity. And there's also been a proclamation that the town of Farmville has done now in her honor, naming February 13th as Roberta Flack Day.
Oh,
And the next thing would be that I'm spearheading is to do a mural for her here in the town. So um, I'm really, it's the timing of it is really beautiful. She passed a year ago, and I had the idea to do this maybe like I moved into Farmville, North Carolina, during the pandemic, and when you look up the town, I looked on Wikipedia and I saw Roberta Flack, Farmville. I was like, wait a minute, what? And so she was born in North Carolina, Black Mountain, and but Farmville is where she was able to leave a piece of herself here, and I think that's so beautiful that I've actually spent time with some of her students, her alumni students. So one of her students is actually a part of the show and is a part of the cast. So it's not just a concert. We're also like have a little acting in the beginning, and it's just amazing that she was here teaching. She was so ahead of her time. She was in Farmville teaching Black students here Handel's Messiah, teaching them classical music.
because that's her training.
Right. So the fact that they had this rich training of classical music, like little Black kids weren't getting that. I mean, you would get it in church. I know a lot of kids got it in church, but it's in that level, it's pretty spectacular. So I am so happy how the town has really come together, and everybody's excited, and it's sold out. It's
Oh,
sold
that's
out.
great. Can you
Yeah, we
tell
have
us?
the wonderful problem that we have to figure out how to add more seats. So I don't,
Oh,
we're we're trying to work it out. I'm like, listen, we'll figure it out.
and don't forget about standing room only, baby.
We're trying to work it out.
Tell
Yeah.
us about now. I know Roberta sang "Killing." She wrote. I don't know. Did she write? But she did sing and created the hit "Killing Me Softly."
Yes.
And what else did Roberta sing?
Of course, feel like making love. She was an arranger and pianist, and she is. I mean, first time ever I saw your face.
Oh yeah. And Donny Hathaway. She sang with Donny
Oh
really well.
goodness, the closer I get to you, and I've learned so much about her catalog, and just I've talked to her alumni and her friends and her people who have worked with her. Actually, I worked with Ray Chu, and Ray Chu was like a musical director for a while too. So I'm like, hey, I just saw he just posted it. I'm like, Ray, I could have called you to come do the concert, come be in the concert,
Yeah,
right? So
that's
I
right.
of like my fellow, artists who have worked with her, and it is so cool that this is happening now. This needs to happen. First of all, it's Black History Month. It's Valentine's. She's born in February. She passed in February. So
Last
I'm
year.
yeah, her connection
Yeah.
to February and all the things. This needs to be talked about, and I think it's a beautiful time. And I believe that she wants it to happen now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me too. She was powerful. So I was like, well, maybe about 10 or 11. And she was coming to LA to sing at a club, a nightclub. And my parents my dad was into jazz and he loved her and he loved female singers, Carmen McRae, Nancy Wilson, so many
Ooh,
brilliant singers. So she was coming and my parents invited her over and they had a dinner party for her and Roberta brought this little dog. That's before anyone had a an emotional dog, with them.
mm,
She had this little bitty dog. She and I ended up sitting together and talking at some point during the evening. And I
wow.
don't know why I asked this because we weren't really religious people, but I asked her if she believed in sin and what did she think sin was. And she said there's only one sin. And I said, well, what is that? She said, if you don't use your God given talents.
That's
And
right.
that reverberated through me and has
Mm,
stayed with me my entire life.
forever. Mm,
And that night, because of who my father is in the community and as a television star, he got to take his three little kids into this club where they were smoking and drinking and cussing and carrying on. And she was up there playing, and folks are talking when and I'm looking around going, why are people talking? She was very upset about that. But her
mm.
artistry, she was so wonderful. And a
Oh,
gentleness about her, and
mm.
ease and grace.
Her music has become also like meditation music for me too, like a meditation time for me. It's actually teaching me and taught me how to slow down, like just
Mm.
pause through the music, through the notes. You
Mm.
know, I posted something on my story about, and this I don't even know who the writer journalist who wrote the story, but they were saying how there was power in her quiet, like how do they put it, quiet production or something. This it was it, her quiet production was investing in the revolution at that time, and I
Mm.
was like, oh, so you mean you can be quiet and still be loud?
Oh,
Oh, I need to get the quote. Let me get, because I know I messed it up. I just messed it
look,
completely up. But
look
it
it
was
up.
so. I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking
Okay,
it right
why
here
why
now.
are you looking up? I'm gonna piggyback on that. Quiet is
All right.
so powerful.
You could be, yes. Okay,
So
this is
powerful.
what it's. Roberta Flack's legacy endures in the quiet power of her voice and her insistence that softness, precision,
Mm.
and depth could be revolutionary.
Mm.
I said, that's it. And that may be how this revolution will go. Because right now it's a lot of noise. It's a lot of noise. Everything is loud. I mean, I was looking on, these hearings. It's a lot of noise. Everybody's fighting. Everybody has an opinion. We know that. That's our God given gifts, is to have a free will and have an opinion. But to quiet the softness could also be revolutionary. I said, oh man, I that it hit me straight to my heart. Like I
Mhm.
really got it. Because as a kid growing up, I didn't understand, like, those love songs. And the closer I get to you, like I was like, I didn't get it, but now I get it. The
Okay.
closer, and things are so sweet. She kept it so sweet. In a time when it was the Arethas and the Patties and the Shakas and she was like, I'm gonna keep it so sweet, and you're gonna hear what I got to say. And I'm gonna make you sit and be quiet in it.
Mhm.
I said, okay, okay. So I have learned, I'm learning that. And I'm learning, like, well, I've learned, so I work with Freddie Jackson, and Freddie Jackson taught me the sweet part of my voice.
Mhm.
But this has taught me another, not only to be, you can be sweet, but you can take your time in the sweetness.
Oh, I love that. And even though y'all we're talking about singing, so much of what you said about the noise and being quiet
Yeah.
that is in our political needed in our political arena right now, and also just in each one of our individual lives. Even if you're punching a clock, going in the morning, you're
Yes.
getting out at the same time. Is
Mm,
staying out of the fray of the noise.
yeah. It's not easy, especially when we need to know what's going on and be in it and not of it. And it's finding us and teaching our babies, and the youth that also, like it's okay to be still and to be quiet, so
Hmm.
I've learned this has been the time of this has been right on time. It's been right on time in so many ways, so I'm just
Well,
appreciative.
I'm so excited about what you are doing, and I want to show everyone also a little bit more about who you are in this. That song I played you guys with Gloria's video is her song "Walk in the Room." Look at her walk in the room,
Command it.
command it, and then you have this is a now this is from way back when, right?
Yeah, that's maybe 2008, 7.
Wow.
Yes, that was a remix. It actually did really well overseas, and with DJs. Shout out to Anthony Nicholson, and my brother William Kirk, who was actually Miss McLean's grandson. So Dr. Lena McLean's grandson. So that's like Chicago, my Chicago people's classic.
And then we've got
Oh, and
this
Side
one.
Love. Yeah,
Love it. All
that.
your beautiful work. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't want to stop you. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's a remix of a cover of a Minnie Riperton song, "Inside My Love."
Ooh,
So,
that 4.5 octave you have, and you're doing Minnie Riperton too. What a beautiful voice. What a beautiful voice.
oh,
I'm so getting connected more with your music. I love your voice. I love your vibe. I love how you have your own thing that you have created that you are nurturing.
mm. I'm grateful and happy. I'm in a place where I'm happy. I just saw a clip that Jill Scott said. She's like, in your 30s, you do this, and in your 40s, you do that. I was like, you know what? I think we can all agree. I mean, that sounds wonderful, but yeah, not. It's right. You want to be at a place where you work when you want to, and not, when you have to. And I get to work with my husband, Raheem Walker, and we get to travel and we get to go in overseas and work with this amazing artist named Timbuktu. So we're there often, like in the summertime. And he's like the biggest hip hop star in Sweden, and I'm so blessed to work with him, Dr. Jason Diakite Timbuktu. So shout out to him. But yeah, I get to do this what I love with my family. I don't take it for granted, you know. And we also get to write music with Rakim, and we get to, he's the musical director of the concert this
Yeah.
Friday. Quincy will be backstage. I'll have him doing something. Our son Quincy, he'll be doing something. So
That's right. Bring him into the family business, into the fold.
now you got to work. You got some work to do. But yeah, it's wonderful. We've done music for television. We've done music for A&E Networks, for Lifetime Television, for History Channel, and yeah, it's really cool that we found like a nice vibe together because we live together, work together, sleep together, eat together,
Yeah.
together, together, together.
So, girl, you need that music at night.
See it together, together, together. They always together. But it works. It works and it's wonderful. And I love it. I do.
And this is where you can find Gloria. And will we pronounce your name Gloria?
Yes. So my name, I was born Gloria. My mother gave me the name Gloria after my grandmother, who I never met. She passed. My mother was young. So Gloria Ryan. And it's just abbreviating Gloria GL Ryan RYA. But it was a reset that we did for GLRYA because with Gloria Ryan, I've done background for everybody. Tour with a lot of people.
Yeah.
My first gig in New York was with Ashford and Simpson. So shout out to Ashford and Simpson. I will always give them that shout out. And that's where I met Ray Chu, and he took me on a road with Rihanna and Jennifer Hudson and all the people. So, but that was the reset happened during the pandemic. I needed some creative energy around my name,
Mhm.
and that actually, when it happened, I had my first billboard in Times Square because, yeah, as an independent artist, to have that was, no less than spectacular. Raheem made that happen. He manages our schedule. He does the promotions. He gets the billboard. So yeah, it was wonderful when it happened, how it happened, and I also had the most strings as Glrya. So it's just, you could just say it's just Gloria. You're like, what does it mean? I'm like, if y'all can get SZA, y'all can get Gloria. So if you can get,
Oh,
so, but yeah, but just to explain why we abbreviated my first and my last name, and it still sounds out to Gloria. So
oh, I love it. I am so glad to have you here with me. It worked out perfectly, and
it
I
did.
want to put this back up. This is where you can find her. Check her out
Yeah.
on Instagram, Facebook, and at her website,
Yes.
and reach out to her. And you guys, I'm going to put this up one more time because I know
Thank
it's
you.
sold out, but I just want you
It
guys.
is, but we're looking. We're trying to find some seats. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna work it.
Well, I
And
hope
thank
you
you, Chantel, to my sis Chantel. Thank you so much.
Chantel, yes. Chantel, thank you so much for connecting us. She's so patient and wonderful. Poor Chantel, I have to apologize to her because she called me today. You had sent me an email with the bio, and I've been looking for the bio. I just put the energy out, just put it out.
Yeah,
And you sent me your
yeah.
bio, and then I'm in there. I had a noon Zoom, I had a one Zoom. I finished my noon Zoom early, and I was making some food, and she reached out and said, "Hi, how you doing?" I'm like, "Well, what's up? What's up? What's wrong? What's something wrong?" She said, "No, you ready for tonight? What do you mean, am I ready? What's up? What's going on?" She said, I said, "Girl, I got home late last night. I'm trying to eat. I got a Zoom soon. So is there a problem?" "No, I gotta go." "Well, you got a bio." "Okay, I'll check it out."
Chantel is so patient with me, but she also is encouraging me
Me
because
too.
I,
She's
I,
wonderful.
yeah, she is so. She's like, you're gonna do great. You got to do it. I'm like, okay, because Raheem is great at interviewing. He's just, he's got all the tidbits and the sound. I call him Reverend Rock. So I'm like, come on, Reverend Rock. so,
Yeah,
so
but
she's very patient. You've been so patient and so gracious. Thank you so much for sharing your platform with me and inviting me. So thank you.
absolutely. And like I ask all of my guests, and you've spoken so eloquently about so much. So if you just say, I said everything, but I want to ask you, is there anything that you would like to say to us before we go? Any words of wisdom from your heart, your soul?
Oh, I'm going to say my parting words of wisdom is to breathe through it. Breathe through it all. It is so much going on in grace. I am relearning what the grace means for myself and for my loved ones, and even like as a mother of a preteen. So it's grace and breathe through it. And man, really take care of yourself. So
Thank you.
thank you.
That is so beautiful. I send you great more seats for your sold out fabulous show. I know Roberta will be there. She's so excited. And I hope you're going to record it so maybe you can share it with all of us.
Love to.
Please tell Rakim hello for me. You are beautiful. Thank you. Ciao. Oh, wow. Woo! That was wonderful. This is another lesson, y'all. Things happen when they're supposed to. Because Gloria was supposed to do the show in, I think, November. And all planned everything. And last minute, I get a call from Chantel. Just tell me something. Chantel. She's, she can't do the show. She's busy. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm not really upset about anything because this is our business. She's got something going on. So the right time will happen. I've got another guest. I can show myself. And the story is yeah, it is. So hey guys, here's the show information. This is where you can find our show. Please tell people, tell your friends about the vision is possible. Let them know about what we're doing here. And here's my information. So you can always find me. Oh, and I've got to change that website because I've got another website for the show, and then I've got to give you more information. I've got to catch up with it. So before we go, I think we said a lot tonight. So the only parting words I have really is, remember if any of you were watching the show I did about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then I also sent out a special announcement on Facebook that I was going to do this show. It's going to be a special show. It's about something that's going on with me that's been quite emotional. And I couldn't do the show because it happened. An issue came up around that, and it took me 3 days to solve it. And then on the third day, I had to leave on the cruise, and I got it solved. But I'm going to use next week to talk to you and share with you and show you some pictures and show you what's been going on. Because I'm telling you, it's really, it's really, you guys are like, oh my God, what is it? It's not life threatening, okay? Let me tell you this. But I think it's something, especially for women, but for men too, it is something to share a journey that I have had that sometimes broke my heart, sometimes brought me to tears, sometimes made me wonder, well, what am I going to do? So that's going to be our show next week. So I look forward to seeing you. Last I want to say to you is love yourself. Love you. You're the only you got. Remember what I always say. Your best friend is looking back at you in the mirror. And if that is not your best friend, baby, have a conversation with that person in the mirror. See what you need to work out so you can have a good relationship with you. And I'm going to tell you, years ago, I got really sick and went to the hospital for 4 days. They didn't know what was wrong with me. And I went and I stayed with my family, and then my family sent me home, and I was living by myself, and I would lay in bed all day. And I was so sick, you guys, I had to cancel work. It was a month. And I looked around my bedroom and I said, I want to paint this room. I want to get some new sheets. And I didn't know what colors I liked. That made me sad. And I realized I don't know what colors I like. So I did something that, that Gloria was just talking about. I quieted myself. I didn't turn on the television. I didn't even pick up a book. I just quieted myself. When I started thinking about, what do I like? And if I didn't know my colors, what else don't I know really about me? And that's where I fell back in love with myself. And that's where I learned more about me. And I continue with different experiences that happen. More of myself is revealed. And I am not a spring chicken. I'm not an old chicken. But I am of a mature age where I am wise enough to know I don't know everything. And the more I know, the more I realize I don't know about life. The more I learn about me, the more of me there is to express and to share. And I want you to do that too. And I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't matter how successful you are or how much money you are. You see people, they're very successful, they're confident, and they're moving. But I promise you, when they meet like-minded persons, people, they're growing too. And that is the beauty in life. As long as we're alive, we can continue to grow and expand. So let's grow and expand together and continue to make our visions possible. I'll see you next week. I'm looking forward to it. Have a wonderful week and time. I love you all madly. See you Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Live right here on It's Possible.